Hello and welcome to episode number 50 of No Whining. This is crazy. Episode number 50, can you believe it? In honor of this episode, I wore a terrific shirt. This is how some of my best life decisions have been made. That's a terrible idea. Down here it says, when do we start? Okay, that's a great way to kick things off. Let's get into our first wine. This is a 2021 Nasiakos Nemea Agiorgitiko. This is around $20 for this bottle of wine. And Agiorgitiko is the most planted black grape in all of Greece. And Nemea is a PDO, or protected designation of origin, in Greece that is exclusively dedicated to wines made from 100% Agiorgitiko. Nemea is in the northeastern part of the Peloponnese Peninsula within Corinthia. Now, Greece in general is a hot Mediterranean climate, wrought with very low levels of rainfall during the growing season, and has over 200 native grape varieties that have evolved and adapted to the extremes of this environment. Here's some information from the tech sheet. From Nasiakos' vineyards in Nemea at over 2,700 feet above sea level, these very high elevations prolong the harvest time, which ensures that sugar is at a desirable level. Now, Agiorgitiko from lower elevations in this area can be really jammy with acid levels that have been basically cooked out by the heat, leading to very low acid levels, which is not necessarily desirable. Whereas vineyards at higher elevations have cool nights, which help slow the ripening and preserve that acidity, leading to more balanced wines. It goes on to say for Nasiakos, harvest time is mid-September to early October. Now, Agiorgitiko is a grape that it's helpful to know it needs a long growing season in order to fully ripen. It is a late budding and late ripening variety. All right, last little part here says Nasiakos is a small winery owned by Leonidas Nasiakos, a second generation winemaker and fourth generation viticulturist. All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into our first wine of the day. This wine is clear. It's a pale ruby color and has high viscosity there on the sides of the glass and maybe just light staining of those tears. Let's send it to the schnoz. This wine is clean. It is developing, I'm going to say medium minus in terms of the intensity of those aromas, starting out with ripe red cherry, some red currant, a little bit of rose, and some iris flower. Got some plum, a little bit of tea leaf, and some forest floor as well is coming through, some notes of that. Finishing out here with allspice and graphite. Okay, that is it for the schnoz. Time to take it to the jaws. Okay, this is dry, got a medium body, high alcohol for sure. Also going to say medium plus on the acid, and then it's got these nice high soft tannins to it as well. Medium intensity flavors of everything we noted on the schnoz is coming through on the jaws. It's got this really beautiful, delicate, soft texture to this wine. Medium finish of fruit and spice and earth. This is a very nice, well-made, easy drinking wine is the best way that I can think to describe this. The quality on this, I'm going to say, is good. It's not very good because it doesn't have a long enough finish. It also doesn't have enough flavor concentration, but the fruit acids and tannins are really nicely balanced, and it has sufficient complexity. I am going to say that this is suitable for bottle aging. 2 more years, and this wine, I feel like those kind of earthy, savory notes are going to come more into line and into even better balance and integration with the fruit flavors. So this is a terrific way to start the episode. I'm really enjoying this wine. It's refreshing to have something that is nice and light and like light color, pale in the glass, but not a Pinot Noir, right? This is kind of a different take on that type of a wine, but it's still, like I said, it's really easy to drink. It's not overly intense. It's something that's very pleasant, and it doesn't like beat you over the head with how big it has to be. It is pretty refined. It's very elegant. It's got really nice acidity. So I'm enjoying the heck out of this. Let's go to our second wine. This is a non-vintage Yalumba Antique Tawny, dessert wine. You're not allowed to technically call it a port because it is not from Portugal. This is around $35 and it is coming from the general South Australia region. Some information from the tech sheet. Yalumba first began making wines at an Angoston winery more than 167 years ago, and the production of fortified wines has long been part of that history. Today, Yalumba maintains its reputation for premium quality fortified wines by occasionally releasing very small parcels of show reserve stocks. This velvety wine is blended from antique barrels of our very best Tawny and laid down in our historic cellars over many years. The aging process evaporates a tiny angel share every year, leaving a rich, concentrated wine with a nutty character. What they're referring to there is when you age wines over a long period of time, especially in oak barrels, a portion of the water evaporates gradually. And what that does is it concentrates the flavors and the aromas that are left in the wine. It goes on to say, made over 5 decades ago, the original wines were blended from old vine varieties such as Shiraz, Grenache, Mourvedre, and Muscadella. Since 1985, the use of the Portuguese fortified varieties, Touriga, Tintacao, and Tinto Mole, has added complexity to the blend, bringing finesse and elegance to this wine. Now it goes into a little bit more here about the process, and I love how they put this together. This is a really great tech sheet. It says the grapes are crushed and fermented on the skins for several days to extract the fruit flavors and to build palate texture. After draining and pressing off the skins, the fermentation is arrested by fortification with brandy spirit. The vintage wines are then put aside into small oak barrels to mature over time, developing the classic Tawny characters of chocolate, caramel, and wood-aged nuttiness. After many years of maturation, a selection of older and younger wines are judiciously blended to produce wines of complexity, balance of fruit, and aged characteristics. It also had a couple other details in here. Cold soak prior to fermentation, aged for 12 years before bottling, vineyard elevation 150 to 1,200 feet, multiple soils on multiple vineyards, and this Tawny has 198 grams per liter of residual sugar, so this is going to be a sweet wine, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's dip into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this wine is clear. It is a pale tawny color and has very high viscosity there on the sides of the glass. Okay, it's schnoz time. This is clean, it's developing, it's got pronounced aromas starting with toffee, walnut, caramel, dark chocolate, some fig, roasted almonds even, and a little bit of licorice. I think that's it for the schnoz. Let's take it to the jaws. No surprise there, that is sweet. It has a full body. The alcohol is really high on this. It is 19% alcohol by volume, so definitely up there. The acid, however, is pretty moderate. I'm going to call that medium. The flavors are pronounced as well, just like they were the aromas, the pronounced flavors here. And this finish is just kicking ass. This is super long, super delicious, and I'm getting this soft, kind of creamy maple syrup flavor coming through on the palate that I'm absolutely, completely in love with. It should go without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway. This wine is absolutely outstanding. It's got this integration of these flavors and this rich, creamy texture, all beautifully kind of balanced in this sweet wine. And it's just immensely, immensely satisfying. So I'm going to say that this is certainly a wine that you should drink now. And I'm saying that for a couple reasons. For one thing, Tawnies are meant to be drunk pretty soon after you purchase them. They are aged ahead of time, so when you get them, you can just drink them. Also, this particular Tawny is absolute perfection in this moment. So like, why would you wait? How could you possibly wait any longer to drink this? This is absolutely terrific. Okay, let's bring both of these in. It is now time to pick a winner. I am curious which one you like the most at home. I have to tell you, these are both incredible wines. I really like this Agiorgitiko. Like I said, it's just nice to have another light, style red wine that is subtle and elegant and just drinks beautifully, and it's not over the top. And then it's interesting the contrast to this powerhouse of a Tawny dessert wine, completely different ball game. And I'm gonna go with the Tawny for sure. And here's why, because as much as I don't want to take anything away from this Agiorgitiko, this Tawny is one of the, I dare say, best wines I've ever had. Like, seriously, this son of a gun would get 5 stars out of 5 stars for me. This is in my top wines ever. This may be the best wine I've ever had. So I don't know, maybe it's just the heat of the moment, but I am digging this wine big time. I hope you enjoyed both of these. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And one thing you can do to make sure that you learn the information even better, get it better integrated, and get an even broader perspective is to check out the links that I included in the description, because the links will take you to a couple of videos that I searched far and wide to find you amazing videos that would give you additional perspective on not only the area these wines come from, the winemakers who make them, the winemaking practices. You get to see these incredible facilities and what goes into everything. So I think you're going to enjoy the heck out of that. And I will see you back here in episode number 51.